Hi, welcome to another episode of Commander Rants. I'm sorry I haven't filmed any lately for like a few months. I've just been really busy. I'm in college now, and so some of my priorities kind of changed up. But I've been wanting to make another video, and this video is about Star Wars. Past, present, and future, and my opinions on the franchise and where I think it's going to go. So I think a good place to start out with is the newest movie, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, or Star Wars Episode 7 remake of Episode 4. I went to the midnight release of Episode 7 with my dad and my brothers, and we're all huge Star Wars fans, and we were all geeking out about it. We watched it. First run through, I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good, but I didn't get that feel of this is a Star Wars movie. Like, when you sit down and watch Episode 4, you're like, oh, this is Star Wars. You just get that feeling. I didn't get that feeling at all through that whole movie. And then when it came out on DVD, I ended up watching it again, and I was like totally disenchanted with it the second time through. I saw how blatantly they stole elements from the fourth movie. I just did not enjoy it the second time through. I feel like there were good characters. I really don't care about Finn and Rey at all. I really I think that their characters are just like filler. I really don't like either of them at all. I really, though, like the character of Kylo Ren. It reminds me a lot of Anakin Skywalker and his progression. I feel like they did a good job with that. I really like Kylo Ren, despite what a lot of other people say about him, about how he's like nerdy and how he's kind of like an angsty teen. But I mean, really, it's the same crap that people were talking about with why they didn't like the prequels is because of Anakin, because of Hayden Christensen. But like, I really enjoyed Kylo Ren. I don't feel like they went into depth as much as they should have with his character. I feel like there was a lot there, and I ended up, when I was going through YouTube, I found some guy had posted a video about some of the deleted scenes from the movie, and he talked about them and showed little snippets of them, and they would have contributed a ton to the movie. Like, he talks about there's a scene with Lord Snoke where he talks about how Darth Vader, how they don't view Darth Vader as a great example of the dark side because of what he did in killing the Emperor. They also talk about in one of the scenes, it shows that that little alien woman, Maz, is Force user. They like showed her like using the Force. Just little things like that I think actually would have added to the movie. I'm not crazy about this new movie. I have hope, though. I have hope for Episode 8. I feel like Episode 8 might actually turn it around. And it might actually feel like a Star Wars movie. Hopefully. But I'm not... I'm really not super excited about the new Star Wars movies. I feel like the franchise it's just getting milked at this point. Just milked for all it's worth. It's not George Lucas doing it anymore. It's Disney now, and like Disney, that's all they want is to milk franchises. That's opinions on the seventh movie. Moving on to, I'm going to talk about the prequels. prequels were my childhood. Like, I remember when I first watched The Phantom Menace, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. First Star Wars movie I'd ever seen. I watched all three, all two of the prequel before I even watched the original trilogy. And the prequels just have a place in my heart, and I know that people talk about the prequels being bad and stuff, but, I just enjoy them so much. Revenge of the Sith was all-time my favorite out of the three. And I know people complain about, again, Anakin Skywalker being that nosy, that angsty teen. But I mean, really though, that view of Anakin doesn't diminish my understanding of Darth Vader. Because if you look back through history, a lot of evil men, a lot of bad guys started out as angsty teens. I mean, you look at Adolf Hitler. He was a flunky out of art school, and he just blamed it on the Jews. I mean, he was an angsty teen. I mean, he was butthurt that he didn't that he wasn't a good artist, and he felt like the Jews were running the system. They were the only ones that were getting the education and stuff, and so I really, the point of that is I like the prequels a lot. I think the acting's great. I love Ewan McGregor. He is by far my favorite actor. I just love how he did Obi-Wan Kenobi. I just feel like, there are some parts in the prequels that's kind of like Jar Jar Binks. And he was there for the kids, and I mean, sure, it's okay, but still Jar Jar Binks. I know there's a story with him, but I just feel like that didn't work at all. And then there's that George Lucas had originally planned for Jar Jar Binks to be the real Sith Lord or whatever. I kind of actually enjoy seeing that. I feel like George just backed out though. I really feel like George Lucas is just a giant pushover. I have a thing against George Lucas. He makes these first three movies and they're so great, but then he makes the prequels, and I mean the prequels are good too, but he really didn't I don't feel like he tried. I felt like he was just well, I'll make some more movies and people will just love them because it's Star Wars. And I mean, people did, and I mean, I enjoy the prequels, but I just don't like George Lucas at all. There's actually a rumor that I heard from some people that he actually didn't come up for the idea for Star Wars himself, that it actually was a book series that existed, that was written in 1965, and he ended up, and it wasn't a very popular book series, and he ended up buying all the rights to the book, and it just disappeared. I tried to confirm it on the internet, but it is notoriously tricky to find. I found a little snippet on some random forum that just said supposedly George Lucas isn't the author of Star Wars, and it's notoriously hard to pin down. But I mean, really, if it is true, I mean, I wouldn't put it past George to be actively oppressing that rumor. But that is a possibility. And I mean, and for, I watched a lot of, behind the scenes, the making of a lot of, the prequels especially. And just, he is so dispassionate about everything. When they're talking about the scene on Mustafar with the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, he is just and then there's the volcano planet, and there's, we're gonna have a lightsaber duel on the volcano planet. It's you don't even know, the name of your planet that you came up with. Like, what the heck, dude? And then there's all these inconsistencies with like the freaking legends now. I guess it's not canon anymore, but like the Old Republic, Star Wars the Old Republic, like the story behind that game is crap. Like their whole like basis for the game is ridiculous. Like it's so stupid. If you go through and look at the old like legend stuff, like, and there's the Sith War and like that set comic books that came out in like the 90s, that talk about like the first Jedi and stuff, and those are they're good, they're really good, but then the Old Republic comes in there and just kind of screws everything up, and like the whole timeline for the Old Republic is off, and it's just stupid. Like I really hate the Old Republic so much. I feel like they just kind of screwed everything up with that. It could have been great, but no, we just didn't. Whatever. And I am glad, though, going back to the 7 Star Wars, that they didn't do what George Lucas wanted to do, because there are rumors that George Lucas basically was just like, oh, I'm just going to write scripts for 7, 8, and 9, so it's worth more when Disney buys me out, and the scripts are not really scripts, and they're really stupid, and I'm glad that they didn't follow that. I am kind of glad that George Lucas is out of the picture, but still, though, it's a Disney now, and Disney's just going to mass produce the crap out of it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Star Wars is just, like, I love Star Wars. I like the Clone Wars, the TV show. I feel like they did a decent job with that. And the first, like, 3 seasons were hell to get through. They're so bland. I have not watched any, though, of the new series, Rebels or whatever it's called. I've heard good things about it, and I've watched like snippets, and I've been like, oh, that's pretty good. But I haven't watched it. I really love, though, the old, like 2005, I think, Clone Wars animated series that were only like little like 10-minute snippets every episode. I love those so much, and I ended up rewatching them again because I found them on YouTube, and it's just so good. I love them so much. Yeah, I really just think that, you know, like, I respect Disney for going and just saying, like, to hell with all the expanded universe crap, because a lot of that was really crap, and just sifting through it was ridiculous. Yeah, and I think that cleaning up the expanded universe was a good thing. It really just put everybody on the same page. But I don't think that their canon is any much better. Not really. And I really think a lot of the expanded universe, like, and another thing that I don't like about George Lucas is he's just, him being dispassionate and then just letting, like, anybody just dance around and play in the Star Wars universe and write whatever the hell they wanted to write, and he was just, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, you know, like, you just don't see, though, like, people dancing around and writing a bunch of stuff for, like, The Lord of the Rings. I mean, like, you could argue that The Hobbit is kind of like that, and I mean, Hobbit was okay, but that's another episode if you guys want me to talk about that. But, like, I just feel like, you know, that's another thing. Like, he doesn't really care. Like, he never really cared. Maybe when he got done with the originals, maybe the first 3 he cared. But then after that, it was just kind of like, well, whatever you guys want to do, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Star Wars is, like, for me, a love-hate relationship. I love Star Wars, and I hate it, but, you know, I have a sliver of hope that it's going to get better, but also, it's just Disney. Disney's just gonna mass produce it. But yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts on Star Wars. If you guys want me to, I'm almost finished watching The Revenant. I'm about halfway through that. I'm gonna finish it up probably today, probably tonight. If you guys want me to talk about that, I can. And I'm also I'm a little bit of a history buff too, so I know some of the history behind with what happened to Hugh Glass, and I can talk about that a little bit if you want me to. I would love to do that. And as always, please like and subscribe my video. Leave a comment about what I should talk about next, and if you guys want me to talk about The Revenant, definitely hit the like button, and comment, and just be like, Revenant, or any other movies. There are some movies that I just don't want to watch, like The Expendables. Somebody suggested that in one of my other videos, and I don't even want to bother with that. Yeah, and if there are any other, even if it's not movies, even if it's just pop culture themes going on, some like news, anything like that, if you guys want me to talk about that, I probably will. I'm thinking about maybe doing some reaction videos, but maybe not. Just because I feel like everybody does that, and also what the Fine Brothers have been doing is kind of ridiculous and kind of made a bad name for reaction videos. Yeah, and I really hope that Redbubble would support me in this endeavor. I know I don't have much of anything right now, but if you want to get cool shirts like this, go to Redbubble. I'm just suggesting that. Some ad placement in there. Sneaky. But yeah, I would love your guys' input and your support. Like and share. Like and subscribe and share. Share, please. Just share with everybody. Let as many people know that this channel exists. I'm going to be trying to be more consistent with my videos and also just improve them in general. And so thank you for your time and for watching this video, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. Bye-bye.